the easiest move that defenders can't stop. I've showed this to a lot of players and they've been able to pick it up really fast. You'll see why. It gives you options pretty much no matter what your defender does. There's one little tweak you might want to make to it though if defenders are being really aggressive and trying to steal the basketball, but that tweak should be pretty simple for you to pick up. Here's all it is. It's just a regular dribble up and down with your dribble hand. With the opposite foot, you're just gonna step out towards your defender. So if their feet are like right here, you either want to step kind of in between their feet to get them to back off, or just outside this foot, try to get it just behind that foot or within inches of it, so that way they feel like they have to jump back. Because if you're my defender and I step here, you know you have to take off to get back in front of me, right? Because I'm in position to beat you. You're not just going to stand still. So you're going to move, right? Now from there, you've got a lot of options and you have to keep in mind what your defender does. But before we get into that, we got to talk about how to keep the ball from getting stolen if you got a little bit more aggressive defender. If your defender's a little more aggressive and tries to go for the basketball, just think about keeping the basketball more kind of like behind your foot of the side that's dribbling. So if I'm doing this with my left hand, I keep it behind my left foot or at least to the side, because that's going to put the ball further from the defender as we're stepping in. And I can use my body now to protect the basketball more easily. If I have it here, it's going to be a little bit harder, right? If it's back here, I got a lot of space to work with. It's further from them. It's more behind my body. And I can get that arm involved a little bit more too. But the big key is that you take this step aggressively, because from there, you're going to have a lot of options. One of the first is just simply if they shift this way hard, boom, take off this way and beat them. Simple enough, right? The next main option though is after you hit them with this, for most of these variations, you want to start moving either this way or somewhat this way. If you start coming this way and they shift quick, or you've hit them with this once or twice and they know what's coming and they start shifting to this way, hit them up with a crossover. Now, you want to keep in mind different crossovers for different types of situations and different ways that they're playing you. At the end of the video, I'm going to give you a link to a YouTube video that's got different variations on your crossover. Just one dribble moves, simple stuff that you can add to the end of this, and that'll have you covered pretty much no matter what they try to do. But from there, if they come too hard to this side, you got your crossover and those variations I'm going to give you. If they're too tight to you now, you step this way and they're like, okay, I know he's going to come this way, and they try to hound you and play tight on the basketball, you've got a couple things you can keep in mind. First is just to go behind the back. Okay, or second is to go spin move. Those are both great options for protecting the basketball. So now when they're close to you, you got the path to get the dribble off and beat them this way. Since they're playing so tight this way, it'll be easy to beat them this way with the behind the back or a spin to roll right off of them. Those two options are a little bit more advanced, so you might want to practice them, but here's a couple simpler options, and these are great for both beginner and advanced. The first is to come from this more into a side step. I love the side step because it's a great setup move. Now don't look at this as a move to beat your defender. It's a way to free up room around your defender, and then there you make the read. Maybe they're going to take off further back, and try to cut back in front of you. Boom, now you got the jump shot. Maybe they stay put. From there, you got the option to drive. Or you got the option to take that shot too if they're stayed put over there, because now you've freed up space on the side, right? Or maybe you hit them with this side step and they try to close back out on you, but they're a little bit too close to this side hip. You can just turn and push the ball forward. If they come too hard to this side, you got your crossover and those variations I'm going to give you. You'll definitely want to have those to make this completely unstoppable. Final option is to hit them with this side step and just turn back into more of like a protection / step back. You could either have your body turn or you could keep your body more square, but the idea is to move away from them, especially make sure the basketball is moving away. So here I'm not moving my body away as much, but I am moving the basketball by turning. Here, I'm kind of moving everything back. Either way should free up some room, give you opportunities to get some shots off, or from there, make a read on what they're doing, right? If they try to close out on you because they see you moving back and they're too far to this side, just drive this way once again. If they're too far to this side, go this way, and again, if they're tight, what to do. Behind the back or a spin move. Pretty much no matter what they do, you got a way to beat them, especially if you got these crossovers in the mix. Gotta have those in the mix with it if you really want to make this unstoppable. I'll see you in that video next.